Hello and welcome to Inside My Gardening Head. Here are my thoughts on the 2022 garden. Yes, indeed, the thoughts are rambling around in there for another permaculture bed. I've had the other one for about 7 years, so it's time to flip it over and make a new. Yes, indeedy, make a new. At first, thought I was going to use a tarp from the bottom, as it's going to be no dig. Where I'm going to put I'm not even going to dig down. For this particular one, I'm going to build up. I'm going to use cardboard as my bottom layer, as you see here. On the bottom where it says no tarp. Originally thought I was going to do it, and then I thought better. I thought, no, that's not a good idea. I'd have to run off for the water when it filled up and it'd be all sucked. That's not permaculture. That's just silly. So we'll start with cardboard on top of the grass. I'm not going to do anything to the grass below. I'm leaving it there. I'm placing the cardboard. On top of the cardboard, I'm going to place some chicken wire, and I'm going to fold up all 4 corner edges of that chicken wire. For, I don't know, maybe about a foot up. Or, yeah, about a foot up, I think. I want to contain the wood. I don't have any big logs to use, but I do have branches of different sizes. I have sort of thick branches, medium branches, small branches. I have a lot of leaf matter. I have green matter that I can use, and I have a ton of compost that I can also use. The permaculture bed that is already out in the yard, I'm going to utilize that soil in this new bed. The 4 T-posts around each corner I think will work out well. I have holes that have been drilled upon buying on the top of the T-posts, and I'm going to elongate the T-posts with some pieces of wood. I'm going to bolt them on there. So I'm going to make a little bit of an awning, so to speak, that I can drape chicken wire over the top. Now you ask, why are you doing that? Well, I'm doing it because in my yard I'm surrounded by trees. So to grow anything, plants need sunlight. Well, in this particular part of my yard where I'm growing gets okay sunlight, hopefully for what I want to grow. But the neighbors' trees their limbs fall off. It's an old tree. It falls in my yard, and if I have tomato plants, which I'm going to plant there, it will break them in half. And then, your gardening season is over and you're crying in your tea, right? So I don't want to cry in my tea, so I'm going to protect them from falling branches and limbs and whatnot. So I am going to do that. I'm going to fix some type of roof on the top to protect them with the chicken wire, because I don't want to inhibit any sunlight to not come in. I want it to come in. And then around the edges, I'm not quite certain what I'm going to put around the sides, but there will be something, because there'll be fallout if I don't. Things will just fall. It gets windy here. It rains hard here sometimes. I need to brace it up a little bit. I can't just leave it. I don't have enough dirt to pack it and wet it and pack it and wet it and then top layer compost. So I need to do what I can do to the best of my ability without spending a lot of money. All of these things I already have. I have all of the implements to put this together. And if I needed to, I could put a large tarp over the top if it got cold, and to protect the tomatoes. I'm going to plant as many tomatoes as I can get into this new permaculture bed. I'm going to try and plant them 24 inches apart. In between the tomatoes, I'm going to plant lettuce to use as a mulch around there, and on the T-posts I'm going to plant some pole beans to climb up the T-posts on all 4 corners. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be planting in the new permaculture bed that I can't wait to get started on. But I have to wait until the middle or end of May, because I have a lot of snow. I have about 5 feet of snow out in the backyard, maybe 6, I'm not sure. And yep, all that's got to melt first. And I have to be able to hammer in the T-posts into the ground. I could get started with layering once it melts, but I have to wait probably not until the middle of June because the ground is frozen solid like a cement rock. So there'll be no hammering that T-post into the ground until the ground thaws, and that's going to be a little bit later in the springtime. So, but I can get the layering, the lasagna type layering of my new compost bed started, and while I wait for the T-posts, and then I'll just add them on and then build my structure. I'll let you know what I have in mind for my structure down the road, but this so far is what I have planned, and I hope that I can do this. And I'm pretty certain I can. It's not really anything that's going to be very difficult to put together. So wish me luck, and I'll keep you up to date with how this process goes.